Very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the free Shiksha IELTS classes. And very soon we shall be starting with the class within 1 minute. So till then, if you have not registered with us, guys, welcome all of you. Good evening, good evening. So till then, if you have not registered with us yet, then please do register. And for that, what do you have to do? You will have to click on the link below, which is given in the description. Okay? And through that you will get access to our free videos which are uploaded on our YouTube channel, as well as you will get registered with us for free. You do not have to pay anything. You will get in touch with our free counselors who will give you free counseling, and you can also download our free sample papers. Okay. Alright, so before I start with today's class, today we'll be focusing on the writing module. We are starting with the writing module today, and I'm sure many of you are lacking behind in writing, so let me help you through that. But before that, let me show you the slide, what all we have covered till now. Okay, so even if you have missed out the classes before which we had in the previous 2 weeks, don't worry about it, because all the videos have been uploaded for all of you in our YouTube channel, and our YouTube channel is with the same name, Shiksha Study Abroad, where you are watching this live streaming. So you can just click on the link below to get registered with us, as well as you can watch the videos which you have missed out. And please try to come here daily in the live class so that we can have a chit chat on the comment section. You can ask your queries and doubts in the end of the class. Okay. All right. So coming back to the slide, guys, previously covered. So in the first week of June, we covered up IELTS reading module, where I discussed all the questions. I discussed the pattern, timings, everything. So in case you have missed that out, please click on the link below to get registered and watch it for free. Same goes for your IELTS listening, which we covered up in the second week. And yesterday we had the last class of listening module. So today we are starting with the fresh writing module. Okay. And in the previous weeks, I have also discussed assessment questions. So in case you want to know how to solve each and every kind of question in the reading and listening module, please refer to the link below and watch the videos. Definitely they will help you. All right. So today we are focusing on writing overview. So basically I'll be giving you the pattern of the writing paper. We'll be talking about the syllabus, what all is covered in the writing module. I'll be telling you the timings for both the tasks, for both the categories, academic and general training. Then I'll give you some skills assessed. That means what are the skills assessed by the examiner for all of you? What are the skills needed for the writing task? Then I'll be telling you about the marking criteria. How is your paper marked? And tips and strategies. Okay. So I'll be giving you the tips and strategies as well. All right, coming to the format or the pattern of the paper first. So timing 60 minutes. That means 60 minutes means 1 hour in total is given for your writing paper. Important facts about the writing paper is the writing test has 2 parts, task 1 and task 2. All right, just a second, guys. So somebody has commented, where is the link, ma'am? So the link is given in the description below. Please find it out in the description, which is given just below this live video. You will find one blue colored link. So just click on that and you will get access to our page where you will have the IELTS calendar. Okay, what all classes do we have in the future, what all classes are left. So you will be able to know everything from there. In case you're not able to find it, guys, don't worry about it. In the end of the class, I'll just copy paste the link here for all of you on the comment section. So you can just click on that directly. Okay. Okay. Coming back to the slide, guys, important facts about writing test. So the writing test has 2 parts, task 1 and task 2. You must write a minimum of 150 words for task 1 and a minimum of 250 words for task 2. Task 1 should take you around 20 minutes and task 2 should take you around 40 minutes. Task 2 contributes twice as many marks as your overall score as task 1. So this last line means that task 2 has more weightage as compared to your task 1 in the writing module. But this does not mean that you do not have to pay equal attention to your task 1. Okay, task 1 is equally crucial. Okay, coming back to the next slide. So there are two versions of your IELTS exam. You must be knowing about it already, but let's revise it. So there are two versions of the IELTS writing test. One is academic and the second is general training. So task 2 is same for both the tests, that is academic and general training, but task 1 is different. So the main difference is in the style of the question and the type of language required to answer it. Okay, so here are the detailed outlines of the two versions of the test. So let's read about it in the detailed version. So first we are looking at the academic writing. So in task 1 academic, you will be presented with one of the following. So one of the following means bar chart, you might get line graph, you might get a table to describe, or a pie chart, or process diagram, map, combination, charts, graphs and tables. So guys, I'll take up your questions in the end of the class. Just let me finish off with the slides quickly so that I can, give you some time to ask your queries. So please wait patiently with all of your questions. I'll come back to you on the comment section after the class. Okay, coming back to the slide, you are required to describe, summarize or explain the information in your own words. So for example, you may be asked to describe and explain the data. You might be, asked to describe the stages of a process, describe how something works, and describe an object or event. So all these things can be asked in the form of bar graph, line graph, and so on till tables in task 1 academic. In task 2 academic, what happens? Let's see. So you must write an essay on a topic of general interest. That means a general random essay will be given to you. The essay will be a response to a specific point of view, problem or argument that will be stated in the question. So your response to both the tasks should be written in a formal style. So always remember that whenever you're writing an essay, be it that you're an academic student or a general training candidate, in both the cases, task 2 remains the same as we now know. So your response will be in a formal way. You will not write it in an informal way. Okay, coming to the general training writing now. So let's see, what do you get in task 1 for general training. You are required to write a letter requesting information or explaining the situation in relation to a specific circumstance. So the letter must be in one of the following styles as appropriate to the situation. So it must be a formal letter to someone you don't know, or either it will be an informal letter to which you're writing to a friend or a close family member, somebody whom you know. All right. So out of these two, you might get one letter to write on. Again, task 2 is same, so I'm not reading it again. But you may use a more personal style than would be required in the academic writing task 2 essay. Okay. So yes, there is a slight difference, although it remains the same, but yes, a more personal style. That means you'll be able to use more of personalized terms as compared to your academic. Okay, coming to which version of the IELTS writing test should you take? So this is a very big question, a very important question as well, which is asked by many candidates. Okay, so yes, let's read about it. So IELTS Academic is required by universities and professional registration bodies. You should take the academic test if you want to apply for a place at a university or any other higher education institution in an English-speaking country or in a non-native English-speaking country where courses are taught in the English language. Okay, so IELTS Academic is also generally referred by the professional bodies in the English-speaking countries and required for registration. So this is particularly the case in fields such as medicine, nursing, pharmacy, accounting, engineering, law and teaching. So in all these cases, you need to give IELTS Academic. Let's see, when do you need to give the IELTS General? So IELTS General is for people wanting to work in or emigrate to UK, Ireland, Australia, Canada or New Zealand. It is widely accepted for visa and employment applications, for education at high school level or non-academic training such as practical vocational courses. So in all these three circumstances, you need to give IELTS General training. Now let's see what are some skills assessed by the examiners, or what are some skills needed by you as an IELTS candidate for the IELTS writing test. So the IELTS writing test is designed to assess your ability in a wide range of skills, including writing an appropriate response, organization of ideas, accuracy and range of vocabulary and grammar. So all these three things are taken into consideration while you are giving your writing module. So the assessment criteria for any specific essay will depend on the type of task you are asked to complete. But here is a general overview. So don't worry if you feel slightly overwhelmed after reading it. This writing section of the website contains all the help and step-by-step guidance. So yes, I'm going to give you step-by-step guidance. Let's see first about the academic task 1. So academic task 1, your essay will be assessed in relation to your ability to achieve one or more of the following. So let's see what are those things which you need to achieve in your task 1 academic. First is organize, present and possibly compare the data, because you will get a report writing to write, right? And second is describe the stages of a process or procedure. Then describe an object or event or sequence of events. Last is explain how something works. So these are few of the criterias or few of the things on the basis of which you will be marked or assessed. Whereas academic task 2, let's see what skills do you need, or what is the criteria for assessing. Your essay will be assessed in relation to your ability to achieve one or more of the following. Let's see what are they. So first is present a solution to a problem, present and justify an opinion, compare and contrast evidence, opinions and implications, evaluate and challenge the ideas, evidence or an argument. Okay, so these are 4 of the things which you need to see. Let's come to general training now. So let's talk about task 1, general training. Your letter will assess your ability to engage in personal correspondence and be assessed in relation to one or more of the skills. So first is elicit and provide general factual information. Second is express needs, wants, likes and dislikes. Third is express opinions, example, views and complaints. So these will be part of your letter in the form of formal or informal. So any out of the 2 might be given to you in the exam for task 1, general training. Let's come to task 2 now. So your essay will be assessed in relation to one or more of the following. So first is outline a problem and present a solution. Second is present and justify an opinion, or evaluate and challenge ideas, evidence or an argument. So any of these 3 might be related to your essay in the exam. Let's come to the marking criteria now. So let's see how is your marking done. So as with the other 3 sections of the IELTS exam, which are speaking, reading and listening, the IELTS writing test is marked according to the 4 criterias. So these are task achievement, first one. That means appropriate response to the task. So in case you're giving an inappropriate response to the task, so the marks for task achievement are cut. Okay, so that means you'll have to provide some relevant ideas. Now, second criteria of marking by the examiners is coherence and cohesion. So these words might be difficult for you to understand. So let me tell you a definition or meaning of these 2 words. So coherence means the logical consistency of your essay. How logical are your ideas? How rational are your opinions? Okay, and cohesion means the logical flow or the flow of your ideas, the organization skills of your essay. Okay, so the ability to present a well-structured essay, this is what it basically means, cohesion and coherence. Now let's come to the third marking criteria, which is lexical resource. So no need to worry about the hi-fi or the big fat word here, lexical resource. It basically means your vocabulary. How good is your vocab? Okay, so the ability to use a range of appropriate vocabulary and to use it correctly. So even if you know some good word but you do not know how to use it and you have used it in a wrong way, that will affect your bands negatively. So you need to know your vocabulary well and you need to know how to use those words. All right. Coming to the last marking criteria of your writing exam, which is grammatical range and accuracy. So yes, your grammar is a very essential part of your IELTS writing, not just writing, but whole of your IELTS exam. So the ability to use grammar correctly and to use a range of grammar forms. Okay. So these were 4 marking criteria according to which your essay, your letter, or your report writing in your writing exam will be marked. Now each carries 25% of the marks. So 25, 25, 25 and 25, that makes it 100, 25 into 4. So please do not, lose out points on any 4 of them because it will affect your bands otherwise. Alright, now I have some helpful tips for IELTS writing test. So let's go through the tips and let's, increase your bands for writing. So first one is, when you write your answers, remember the examiners are grading you on your expression. That means the way you're writing it. There are no wrong or right answers. So for example, I have, myself seen many candidates learning and rote learning. Rote learning means learning by heart. Okay, and just copying word to word, phrase to phrase, and then writing it in your exam. Well, that will not help because if you forget even a single word, it will affect the whole sentence. So I would advise personally not to do rote learning. That means not to learn any sample answer by heart and then write it, copy paste it. Write it yourself, write it in your own words. Even if it is wrong for some time, it's okay, but write it in your own words because examiners come to know if you are cheating or if you're just copy pasting it from somewhere. All right. So this is just a general advice for this particular bullet point. Coming to the next bullet point, which is examine the questions properly and see that you cater to all parts of the question. So this is a part of your first marking criteria, task achievement or task response. Okay. Third tip is, remember to stick to the word limit. So if you happen to write lesser than 150 for task 1 or lesser than 250 in task 2, you will lose marks. Okay. So in case you're not writing up to the word limit which has been given to you, which has been provided to you, then in that case your marks will be lost or you will not get good bands. But yes, there is no negative marking for the upper word limit. That means you can write more than 250, you can write more than 150. Okay. But you should not write less. Next tip is, always write the answers in your own language. If you use the words from the question exactly, you will not be able to, you will not be given marks for the same. So as I said, please do not repeat the words from the question. Repetition of words in speaking as well as writing exam, it affects your bands negatively. So write it in paraphrased form. Use synonyms of the words which are there in the question. Next tip is, do not use bullet points in your answers. Always write them in full. Arrange your basic ideas into different paragraphs. So this shows the examiner how well you can organize your points. Do not concentrate on writing long and complicated answers. Write well, coherent, and organize your thoughts well. So ensure your grammar is immaculate. Immaculate means very neat, very tidy. That means up to the mark. Okay, there should not be any grammatical mistake because grammar mistakes will affect your bands negatively again. All right, coming to the next set of tips in the next slide. First is, when attempting academic writing task 1, you will have to select and compare relevant information from the data present in the graph, table or a diagram. So when writing the introduction, never copy the text from the question. Always use your own words. As I said, use more of synonyms, do the paraphrasing in order to get better bands. Now, related to this, I have some information for you that today we are starting with the writing module, and today is just the class for overview, patterns, syllabus, timings and all. But yes, tomorrow we are starting with specified, question types. So tomorrow I'll be covering up, or tomorrow I'll be throwing some light on task 1 of academic, that is report writing. So please do not miss it out because we'll be focusing on each of the question types differently or separately, I must call. So yes, tomorrow is task 1 academic, that is report writing. So I'll be showing you some bar graphs, line graphs, or line charts and pie charts, all of that, and we'll be seeing the sample questions and tips for those. So please do not miss it out. And then later on in the day after tomorrow class, we'll be covering up the letter writing and at last essay writing. So I'll be throwing some light separately on each of the tasks, so please do attend daily. Coming back to the slide, next tip is task 2 of academic writing test is an essay. We already know that. So always plan the structure of your essay beforehand. Place a nice introduction, supporting ideas, real life examples, followed by a conclusion. So these 4 paragraphs should be there in your writing, essay writing. Okay, and if you want to know more about essay writing, please do attend our future classes, because very soon after 1 or 2 days I'll be focusing on the essay writing as well, and I'll be throwing some light on it in detail. That means I'll be showing you what are 5 different kinds of essays, and then we'll be discussing it one by one. So coming back to the slide again, you are given 40 minutes to complete your essay for task 2. So always take 5 minutes to first plan your answer before you start writing, and 5 minutes in the end to review for any mistakes. Okay, so please keep at least 2 to 5 minutes in the beginning and in the end to plan your essay in the beginning and to revise your essay after you have written it completely in the end. So revision is very important so that you can see your punctuation and spelling and grammatical mistakes and just correct them, okay, before you actually submit your paper in the exam. Next tip is, in your essay, keep the last paragraph for a valid conclusion of all the points that you have made in the answer. So conclusion is a very important part, just like introduction and the other paragraphs. So do not confuse between singular and plural nouns. Always double check your answers for this common mistake. Okay? And remember, spellings are everything. Standard American, British and Australian spellings are all acceptable in IELTS. So please do not worry about the spellings, that if I write this accent or that accent, my spellings would be wrong. No, every spelling out of these 3, American, British and Australian, are accepted. So you can write it in any spelling, but just check that the spellings are correct. So that is all, guys, from my side related to your writing module. Now is your doubt clearing session. So now I give you some time to ask your questions. So now you can start writing it on the comment section, whatever is your query, and I can already see the questions on the comment section. So let me start taking them from the beginning. All right. Would want a detailed class on IELTS General writing section. Somebody has commented this. So definitely you will get a detailed general training IELTS section. That will be day after tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow we are focusing on academic task 1, and then day after tomorrow we will be focusing on general training task 1, and in the end I'll be taking task 2, which is similar for both. So let me see what all questions do I have in the comment section. So you can ask me question related to IELTS module as a whole, but yes, I would appreciate if you stick to today's class, and if you ask me any question related to the writing module for today, whatever I have covered up today in the class. And yes, please do register with us. If you have not registered with us still, then please do register, because we are providing all the classes for free. There is no cost. You do not have to pay anything, and you will get ample amount of sample papers to be downloaded for free, as well as you will get free counseling sessions from our expert counselors, and you can also watch our videos on our YouTube channel for free. There is no cost at all. So if your time zone is really different, then please focus on getting in the class at the correct timings. Put some reminders or alarms before you attend the class, so that you do not miss out on any daily live class, because daily live classes are very crucial, very important. You get to ask your questions here, and I will answer them live here on the YouTube streaming. And yes, so please do not miss it out. Can you please put that PPTs. Okay, so the PPTs are available, guys. Those are again free of cost, and these videos as a whole, complete videos, 1 hour videos, have been uploaded on the YouTube. Even the previous videos which I did, all of the PPTs are there. Even these will be there, and even in the future. So don't worry about it. We are not taking away the PPTs from you. They are all yours. But yes, PPTs as a document or as a PowerPoint presentation, it cannot be copy pasted anywhere. It's confidential. But yes, they are provided as a video for you on the YouTube channel. Okay, then somebody is asking, when will writing task 2 start? So writing task 2 will be on the day we finish writing task 1 general training. That means today we have completed the overview of writing as a whole. Tomorrow task 1 academic, then task 1 general training, and in the end task 2. So I would advise all of you to attend all the 3 classes so that you do not miss out on any tip of any task. So after 2 days, task 2 will be covered of writing. Somebody is asking, how many days of preparation is required to crack IELTS? Well, from my personal perception, I would advise as an IELTS expert and trainer, I would advise all of you to take at least a month of gap for preparation, because that is the minimum for any average candidate with average capabilities also. So a normal or average candidate would take around 1 month, 30 days to prepare well for the IELTS exam. Anyway, there are many candidates who take a lot of time, or there are many candidates who complete the IELTS practice even in 15 to 20 days. So it depends on the capability, on the capacity of a IELTS candidate. But yes, 1 month is for minimum. Next question is how to phrase question each and every word we have to phrase. Okay, so I'm assuming that you meant to write paraphrase, right? So paraphrase is basically using synonyms. So whenever you see a question, for example, in the question, there is a word students. So students is a word which is very common in our daily life. We know the meaning of it, but we do not know the synonyms, right? When we have to write the synonyms, we get stuck. So just try to practice as many sample answers in the task 1 and 2 as much as you can, because there are many words which keep on repeating. So for example, students can be written as pupils, right? Or learners. So again, same goes with people. People is again a very common word, and it is used many times in the IELTS essays. So try to pick up few words which you think are repeated in every sample question and answer. So the more you practice task 1 and task 2, the more you will get familiar with more words, and then more words you can learn for them, more synonyms you can learn for them. So this is how you learn. There is no shortcut to it. There is only one long cut, that you have to practice a lot of essays and task 1s so that you get familiar with a lot of words. So next question is this we have done. When writing task 2 will initiate, as I said, after 2 days. So within this week only, we'll be covering up all of the writing modules, all of the writing questions, all of the writing tasks. So please be available. Please do attend all the daily live sessions of writing. And then next week, we are going to focus on speaking. Okay, so candidates who just wrote IELTS last week said they were not allowed to write their writing session with pencil but with pen. Okay, so there might be some news about this, that there might be some strict or necessary compulsory news that they have to use the pen. Otherwise, you're allowed to write with a pencil as well. But yes, nowadays there might be a news that yes, only pen must be used, so you'll have to use a pen. So it depends on the center to center and what are the instructions which are coming from the upper bodies who are conducting the IELTS. So if they are telling you to write it with a pen, then you'll have to write it with a pen. Although I will advise you to carry pen and pencil both, even extra. Okay, so keep at least 2-3 pens and 2-3 pencils, so that if you have an option of writing it with a pencil, then please go ahead with that. Could Could you show us few model questions and the corresponding model answers? Well, I'll show you that, but in the respective task 1s and task 2s. For example, tomorrow I'll be taking up some questions from task 1. So I'll be showing you what is a bar graph, what is a line graph, how do you write the answer, how do you paraphrase, what do you write in each of the paragraph. So I'll be taking that up separately so that you do not get confused. Today was the class only about writing as a module, that means pattern and overview of it, timings, syllabus, general tips. So all of that we have covered today. But from tomorrow we'll be focusing on different task types. So tomorrow we are starting with academic task 1. Then we'll move on to general training task 1. And then in the end task 2. Why in the end? Because task 2 remains same for both the categories. Next is, could you show us, okay, this is done. Can you give us a practice writing test, task 1 and 2, which is already written, just to read it again and again. Okay, so we have a lot of sample answers, guys, on Google as well. So if you just type writing task 1 sample answer or writing task 2 sample answer, there are many links to it. In fact, we also have, sample question and answers. We also have a lot of links to few model answers, so you can just go through them. So if you want to get access over our page, then please click on the link below. I will also copy paste it in the end of the class, just 5 or 10 minutes before the class ends, so that you can just go and read some answers. So if you do not find the model answers there in the link which I'll paste, no problem, you can Google it by yourself as well, as I said. So just type writing task 1, model answers, sample answers, and there are many links to it. So you can just read the sample answers. So reading sample answers for be it task 1 or be it task 2 is very crucial, because the more you read, the more ideas will be generated in your mind, and till the end of the practice session, or till the date when you sit for your exam, you will have many words and ideas in your mind so that you can use them in your exam later on. Okay, so reading is very important. It just not increases your vocabulary, it also increases the generation of ideas in your mind. Okay, next question is, which book you recommend us? So books and references, I talked about this for IELTS exam as a whole, for all the modules, all the 4 modules, reading, listening, speaking and writing. You can practice from the books and references which I gave in the starting of the class when we started with this free Shiksha IELTS class. So it was 1st June class. Please go back to the link in the description below. Click there and you will get access to all the videos. So please watch 1st June video which has the books and references. So I have talked about it there. Please do go and watch it. Ma'am, student of any stream or area is eligible for IELTS Academic? Of course, IELTS Academic is open to everybody, okay, even general training. So you just need to choose which one to give, academic or general training. It's open for everyone, and there is no age limit as well. Okay, ma'am, I heard IELTS is done for 2 days. Is it true? Yes, 2 days in the sense, one is your main day and one is your speaking exam day. So the speaking exam might fall, few days after or few days before your main day. So main day is when you give your reading, listening and writing exam continuously in 2.5 hours. And then speaking exam might fall on the date, few days after or few days prior to your main day. So I am assuming what you meant by your question is this, that 2 days is 1 day main and 1 day for speaking. So I hope that answers your question. Next is, where can one take the form? One can take the from. Okay, so I think there is some grammatical mistake in your question, dear. No problem, just write it again because I'm not getting it. I am assuming, I'll just assume and give the answer to this question. So I am assuming that you meant to ask, where can we take the IELTS from? So there are 2 categories again, paper-based and computer-based. So you can opt for any of the 2 which you feel you are comfortable in. If you're comfortable in writing on paper, then please go for it. If you're comfortable on the computer and you want the result quickly, then please go for computer-based. So this is how you can take the exam. And if you want to know more about the IELTS exam as a whole, then please do talk to our counselors. And that you can do by clicking on the link again. We've just given in the description below. So just click on it and you will get in touch with our counselors. So they will help you out with the information regarding the IELTS exam. Next is how can we get sample tests for IELTS and get it scored according to the IELTS score format. So for reading and listening, see, you do not need a trainer basically. You can check your mistakes by yourself because answers are almost usually given for IELTS reading and listening sample test papers, right? So we have a lot of sample test papers for reading and listening. You can just go and attempt it there. For writing and speaking, I would advise, if you're really serious for giving IELTS exam, then please hire an IELTS trainer. We do not have the facility right now to check your answers, but most probably in the future we'll be working on it and we'll definitely get back to you regarding that. But yes, for now, please go and download our free sample question papers so that you can practice from there. Okay, and check your answers because answers are given along with the questions for reading and listening. Okay, next is how to increase vocab for specific type of essay for general training. Okay, this is a very good question. Now, I have talked about vocabulary as a whole, many times in my previous videos as well. So please pick up 1 or 2 words daily on a daily basis and practice, writing its synonyms, practice writing sentences from that word so that you understand the meaning and the usage of that word. Because if you will make a long list of words, for example, 10 and 1,000 list of words and then writing the synonyms and sentences in front of it, you'll not be able to memorize it. Come on, it's not humanly possible, right? But I have seen my candidates doing that, making long list of words to learn vocabulary. And when I ask them, what is this? So they tell me that, okay, ma'am, this is a list of words and we are learning it just to increase our vocabulary for our IELTS exam. Well, that is not going to work. That is not going to help you and it will just confuse you. So according to your capacity, your capability, I would advise all of you to start with at least 1 word each day and try to take out the words which come up in the IELTS reading, listening, writing, speaking, any module. So you can pick up any 1 or 2 words on a daily basis and then take out the synonyms, read their meaning and try to use them in your daily life. So for example, I'll give you an example. For example, friendly is a kind of word. Okay. So friendly, as I gave you the example for students and people also. So you tend to say students and people again and again in your common daily language. But if you say pupils instead of students, you'll yourself realize that, oh my God, yes, I used a good word. So this is how you increase your vocabulary. Okay, there is no definite, way of learning vocabulary. It's all a game of words and it's all a game of synonyms. So the more familiar you become with good words and synonyms and start using them in your daily life, the more you will become familiar with these words and it will be easy for all of you to use them in your exam then. So if you stick yourself to just particular common words and use them daily, it will not help. But if you replace those common words with good words and then use them in your daily life, of course, they will help. Okay. So this is how you increase vocabulary. And then of course, there are many other side tips like reading or watching, English movies and watching English news. So all of this will also help along with your vocabulary enhancement. So tomorrow there will be class, GT class be there. GT means general training. I'm assuming that you're trying to ask about general training class. Well, that is day after tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to focus on academic task 1. And then after that we are going to focus on general training task 1. Okay. All right. So hello ma'am, it will be more helpful if you give some homework too. All right, fine. So guys, we are not in school anymore. So if you are a school going student, I'm sorry about that. If you are a school going student, then definitely I would advise you to please go on the link and download our sample papers. You will get a lot of questions there. You can take up any question from there and then answer it. So it will be like a homework for you. But yes, here we are here to learn in these daily life classes. I'm not a teacher of yours or you're not my school going student. We are all adults. We are all above 18. If not, then please do go to our link and see if you can get some sample papers from there and write some model answers and then check it for yourself. Where are you standing at the moment, right? But right now, yes, as I said, if you want to download more of free sample papers, if you want to get in touch with our free counseling sessions, please please go to the link below and click on it. And yes, I will also copy paste it for all of you. So just allow me a moment. I'll just copy paste it here. Until then, you can keep writing your questions on the comment section. So I hope these videos are helping you, and definitely they will. If you're really serious for IELTS, then please follow them seriously. So I have copy pasted the link, guys. Now you can see it on the comment section. So it is the same link which was given in the description, which I was talking about throughout the class. So just click on it and you will be directed to our page. From there you can watch our IELTS calendar, what all classes are left in the month of June, what are your weak areas, and when do you want to join us. I would advise all of you to join us daily so that you do not miss out on any class, on any advice, on any tip and strategy of any paper. And yes, let's come back to the questions. Okay, so somebody is asking, how early do you suggest registering for the exam? So I would advise you when you are fully confident with all the 4 modules of the IELTS paper, when you have started getting, when you start getting at least 30 or 35 above, or at least whatever bands you need. Once you start getting those bands in reading and listening especially, and you feel in writing and speaking you are confident, then register for IELTS. Because IELTS is not, less costly. It is quite costly for many of us, and it requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of time and energy to practice the papers, to prepare for the exam. So I would not like you to waste your time on it. If you're not prepared, then please do not sit for the exam. Prepare it well and then register, okay? So that your energy, time and money, all 3 are not wasted. So this will be my advice. All right. So somebody is asking, if you're requesting to write a paper-based test, where will you write said exam? Okay. So question paper will be given to you from the center, from wherever center you book your exam, British Council or IDP. Okay. These are presented in all the countries except India for now. So in India, only IDP is taking care of IELTS for now. Earlier, British Council was also there. But yes, there are many countries where British Council and IDP work together and they set up the examinations. So just see from where do you want to book the exam. After you have booked, when you arrive at the center, whatever center you get near your locality, then you will be writing the answers on your question paper. But if you're typing it on the computer, that means you want to give CBT, computer-based test. So there are 2 categories. You can choose it according to your choice. Next question is, ma'am, is there any kind of benefit to use idioms and phrases in essay writing? Well, in essay writing, I would not advise you to write it, because it becomes confusing sometimes. What you are trying to say, it might not reach in the same way to the examiner. Whereas in speaking, I would really advise you to use idioms and phrases if you're really well versed with it. So idioms and phrases are, are a part of your English vocabulary skills, which shows that you are able to use good idioms naturally and normally in your daily life. It should not look like that you're really trying for it. You're really trying really very hard to use the idioms and phrases, especially in speaking. But yes, in writing, I would not advise that. Try to focus on your language, try to focus on your task achievement, your vocabulary, your cohesive devices, linking devices. So yes, try to focus on these instead of idioms and phrases in the writing. Whereas in speaking, I'll be telling you how to use these idioms and phrases. I'll be showing it to you when we cover up the speaking module in the last week of June. But yes, right now let's stick to writing, and I would not advise you that. But yes, it does benefit you. It does benefit you in speaking IELTS. All right. So next question is, a few Shiksha's sample paper I tried had unmatched answers. 4 questions but 6 answers given for the same section in listening. Okay, we'll look into it. If that is the case, we'll check the sample papers once again and we'll look into it what can be done about it. Okay. So till then you can also practice from other few books and references. Drishti, you have written down this comment. So I'm advising you to please go to our 1st June video, which you'll find in the YouTube channel, and those were live classes which were held in the previous weeks. So in the first class, June 1st week, when we started with these free Shiksha IELTS classes, I had mentioned many of the books and references. So in case you do not find any sample paper appropriate or you're not able to practice from the sample papers from our side, I have also given books and references from where you can practice. So 1 or 2 books among them I can just tell you right now. So one book which is very famous amongst the IELTS candidates is Official Cambridge Guide to IELTS. That is a big book, of blue and white color. That also is a very good book from where you can practice for all the 4 modules. Then again, there are Cambridge series, Cambridge IELTS book 1 and then book 11, book 17. So I think there are total of 17 to 18 books in today's date. So you can start practicing from the 10th or 11th book, because otherwise the books before that are really outdated. So these are a few of the books from where you can practice, and then you can check the answers from behind of the book. Okay, coming to the next question, how should someone construct a semi-formal letter? Well, we'll talk about it when we'll start with the general training task 1. So we'll be covering that up, day after tomorrow. So please do join our classes on a daily basis, because we are going to cover up now report writing, letter writing and essay writing in detail from tomorrow. So please do join us. And for joining, you need to click on the link below, which is given in the description. And it's also copy pasted on the comment section now, so you can just click it from there. So somebody is asking, give some information on what extent type of essays. Yes, so as I said, we'll be covering up all the kinds of essays, not just this. We'll be discuss both the views and give your opinion. Do you agree or disagree? Problems and causes, 2-part questions, and also advantages and disadvantages. So everything will be covered, as I said. So just give me some time and we will, cover up the essays in the essay writing class. So that will happen within this week only. So please do not forget to join us. Within this week, we'll be completing the writing module. Okay, so I'll be taking everything in detail. Don't worry about that. So what are the different wordings, opening and closing in the formats of formal, semi-formal and informal letter writings? That also I'll be telling in the letter writing letter writing section, when I'll be covering up. Okay, so that will be done day after tomorrow. General training task 1. So I'll be telling you all the details about the formal, semi-formal and informal writing of essay, of letters. And then I'll be telling you the different 5 kinds of essays, the structure for each of them, the format which follows, and I'll be showing you the sample question and answers, how do they look like. And also I'll be showing you the sample question and answers for all the letters. Then tomorrow we are focusing on academic writing task 1. So I'll be showing you what kinds of report writings are there. For example, bar graphs, line graphs, pie charts, all of that. I'll be showing you the sample answers for each one of them, diagram, plans, process diagram, all of that. I'll be giving you the tips, the format, structure, everything will be discussed. So as I said before also, please do not miss it out. All these questions which you're asking right now about, different tasks will be covered from tomorrow. So please do not forget to join us from tomorrow, because as we are focusing on each of the tasks separately. Next is a question, what compulsory types of questions should we expect in general IELTS training, and what advice can you give us on how should we share our times amongst them? Well, I'll just give you a summary of all of your question which you have asked. So as I said, general training IELTS will be taken care of in the letter writing section and in the essay writing section, when I'll be doing that after 1 or 2 days. But today I'll just give you a summary that how you can divide your time between the two tasks. So even if you are for academic or even if you are for general training, this advice or this tip is for all of you, that for task 1, keep at least 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, because in that you just need to see the bullet points, you just need to read the question and write it quickly in your own words, compare, and or if you're writing a letter, you just need to just write it in your own words. That means paraphrasing and using synonyms. Whereas in task 2, it takes a lot of time to think about the ideas, to think about the global level examples, to write the thesis statement, to write the conclusion, summary, restating the opinion, all of that. So it requires a lot of time and a lot of effort in task 2, your essay writing, right? So in essay writing, it takes at least 40 to 45 minutes for an average candidate to finish that question up. So we advise the candidates to first attempt task 2 and then attempt task 1. So as soon as you get the writing paper in front of you, please do not start writing task 1. Attempt task 2 first, because that takes a lot of time and effort, and then keep some 10 to 15 or at least maximum of 20 minutes for your task 1. So the chronological order of your writing exam should be task 2, and then after it completes, come to task 1. Okay, so this is how the time should be divided. So I hope your question has been answered so far. And as far as IELTS general training is concerned, your essay and letter writing will be taken care of after 1 or 2 days within this week. So as I am reminding you again that please do not miss out on our classes. Next is, I need a counselor. Where do I find one? You can get in touch with our counselors by clicking on the link. So I have also copy pasted the link on the comment section, and you can also get it from the description below. Next question is, ma'am, 5 to 6 p.m. means in which country time? It's an Indian standard time. So I'm talking about the Indian timings, 5 to 6 p.m. So you can just compare it with the country where you're living in and just Google it, what is the timing according to 5 to 6 p.m. in India, and just join it accordingly. So we have a lot of, candidates coming up from different countries. You can see the comment section as well, that they are all commenting from which country they are. That is lovely. I am just so mesmerized, guys, to see everyone and all of you waiting patiently for it to start. I can see the comments, and please do not think that your comments are being neglected. We do not ignore any of your messages. We also answer your questions, by the way, when we are not live. So all of your questions will be answered later on also. So for example, you have watched this video and then you come up with some question, but we are not there live with you. So yes, in that way you can always come back to the comment section. You can always write down your query, whatever you want to ask, because we regularly answer our candidates' queries. Okay, so don't worry about that. All the questions will be answered. And yes, I have also copy pasted the link, guys, so please do click on it. Please watch the IELTS calendar, whatever is left for all of you and whatever is left from our side. Let me tell you, today we have covered up writing overview as a whole. So now you know everything about the writing module. If you do not know, in case you joined late, please watch it later on. We'll have this video uploaded on our YouTube channel. It's with the same name, Shiksha Study Abroad. And yes, if you find anyone nearby you who you think needs the IELTS training, or they need the counselors, they need to practice from some sample papers, then please refer them here on the daily live video. It will help them. Bring your friends, bring your family members who are willing to give IELTS exams soon. And yes, if somebody is going to sit for an IELTS exam very soon, just maybe tomorrow or a few days after, then all the best to all of them. We have 2-3 minutes more, guys, for your questions, doubt clearing session. So let's answer them quickly. So we have another question. I have my speaking on Saturday 24th. Please, I need some advice on it, as you don't have a speaking class before that. Yes, sure, I would love to do that. So before the this video ends, let me give you a few general tips. First is, be confident. Okay, because confidence is the key to everything, trust me. Now, next thing is, how to be confident. So just try to use very simple language. Please do not learn any big fat word which you're not comfortable with. Please do not go for that. I would not advise any of you to go for any big fat word or any good word which is difficult for you to translate or get the meaning out of for. So yes, first be confident. Second is try to use simple language in your exam. And third is, please do not break the flow of your answer. In case you forget something, come to the next sentence quickly. And in case you think you have said something wrong, please do not self-correct yourself. Self-correction might be a tricky thing in the IELTS speaking exam, because sometimes the examiners are listening to you but they might miss out on something. But if you're trying to repeat and self-correct yourself, they might focus on it. Okay, so these are few of the advices or few of the suggestions from my side. So yes, just be confident, play well, and just do not take examiner as a giant. He or she will not eat you up. Come on. Okay, examiners are just the human beings like you. They are just there to help you to get better bands. Sometimes you might come across some rude examiners as well. But please do not worry about it. There are many kinds of examiners in the exam. So don't worry about the person who is sitting in front of you. Just take him or her as your friend and talk to them formally. Yes, please do not be informal. Be formal and try to go in formal clothing if possible. That also sets a kind of impression. So these are few of the advices, and the other advice and suggestions we'll be suggesting in the speaking module when we'll be covering it up. So according to my time in Nigeria, it means the webinar is over. Well, do not worry about it. You can always comment down your queries later on also. We'll, answer them very soon. And you can watch these videos later on also. Even if you have missed it out, please do not worry. They are all uploaded on our YouTube channel. So I'm planning to give IELTS in July, but I'm not prepared to do IELTS Academic and I need 6.5 bands. Don't worry about it. Watch these videos. Watch the previous videos, IELTS reading and listening, where we have, covered up all the modules, and definitely they will help you. And then you can come back here on our daily live sessions. You can ask your questions and I will answer them one by one. Can I prepare for IELTS Academics in 2 weeks and pass? Well, if you have that capability, if you think your English is really good, or if you think you'll be able to manage all of the modules, then you can try for it. But as I said previously also, that you need at least 1 month minimum to prepare for IELTS for any average candidate, right? So ma'am, single module retake is now applicable in general training also. Yes, it's applicable for both the categories, for academic as well as general training. So my child is in 10th and out of the counseling order. Okay, so if your child is in 10th, then let him give 12th, because 12th score is very much needed for your migration purpose. Okay, only after 12th he'll be able to sit for the IELTS exam. So yes, focus on his studies and focus on preparing for 12th score better, so that he gets a very good score in 12th. All right, thanks ma'am. I believe I'm good to go then. Yes, of course. So once you feel confident and once you feel that yes, I'm prepared for the exam, I'm getting a good score in my reading and listening, then please go for it. Do not waste your time. So I would advise just one last tip for the day. That is, once you feel that you are prepared for the exam, once you have practiced a lot, please do not take a break, in taking an exam. As soon as you finish your practice session, please take the exam, because sometimes I have seen the candidates, they take a break and it breaks the flow of the practice. Okay, so in that case, just be aware. So thank you guys. Thank you so much, and it was lovely meeting all of you. I would like to see the same response tomorrow as well. We are going to cover up the whole writing module in this whole week. All right. So have a great evening.